Welcome to Eagles and Birdies. We are here for episode 2 of Meet the Designer, and we've got the Great Banjini. So let's get this thing going. And Great Banjini, thanks for coming on. And can you tell us a little bit about who your real name is, where you're from, and then kind of go into depth on the Great Banjini and where that handle came from?
Yeah, sure. My name is Matt. I'm about half hour west of Detroit, Wixom, Michigan. I about 10 years ago I worked at a recording studio, and I'm a banjo player, so I was just in between clients, just sitting on the couch playing banjo, and the next client walks in and they go, "It's the Great Banjini," and it's just stuck ever since.
So how long you been playing banjo?
Oh, 15, 20 years at this point.
Like what led you to that instrument?
So it's actually from working at the recording studio. I recorded this band called Frontier Ruckus, and they have an amazing banjo player, and that just inspired me to start playing. I've been playing guitar most of my life, probably 25 years.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, you can see all my instruments over there.
Awesome.
Yeah, and just picked up banjo and fell in love with it.
That's awesome, man. You play drums or keyboard or anything too, or
No,
no?
string instruments is my thing.
Okay.
Yep,
Okay.
guitar, banjo, mandolin, a little bit of violin.
Okay. Yeah. So, well, that makes sense because I've always been curious. I see the Great Banjini, and I'm like, what the hell does that actually like mean here? And so
Yep,
that's awesome, man. So a client gave you your handle on Discord.
yep, yep.
Awesome. So you're from Michigan, and you know we're not far away from each other, and a lot of Midwest guys. I'm learning. So it's finally warm out. We're in May now, and so you've been playing any real golf?
Yeah, I just got off the course probably 45 minutes ago. Um,
Awesome.
yep, shot my best round ever. Broke 80 for the first time. Shot a 79.
Dang. So,
So,
so how long you been golfing for in real life?
uh, so I mean, I played a couple times when I was a teenager. Nothing ever serious. But last July, my brother flew home for the weekend and decided to go out with him and my dad. And I probably shot like 130, 140, could hardly hit the ball.
Okay.
And I just embarrassed myself so bad, and I got pissed off. And I was like, I'm never going to let that happen again. And there probably hasn't been a day since that I haven't swung a golf club. So I've been playing less than a year, almost a year at this point.
Wow, that's awesome. Breaking 80. So you've been grinding in the winter. So you must have a sim at home.
Yep, Mevo Plus. I got the sim, I think September, October, and I play pretty much 18 every day. Grind out on the driving range and put in the work.
Nice. Sim in the house, in the garage, outside.
Yep, I got a big RV garage. I think it's like 30 by 30, so I got plenty of room. So out in the garage.
Awesome.
Yep.
So, what would you think your real life handicap is then?
SGT is, I think it's like a 10 and a half.
Okay.
I don't have an official handicap yet. I just joined GAM, so gonna submit some rounds soon. I'd say probably low teens.
Okay. Nice. Yeah, I mean, I never had a real handicap until I joined a club, and I think it's huge if you want to improve, right? You're constantly competing with yourself, so definitely recommend everybody, get a GIN. GAM is what it's called in Michigan, but it's helpful to keep track of what you're shooting and, watch yourself improve, which it sounds like you're on the path to.
Yeah, absolutely. Be honest with yourself. Keep your real score,
Yeah.
and you'll improve for
That's
sure.
that's the greatest thing about golf is like you can compete against yourself, right? Like you're constantly
Exactly,
competing against yourself.
exactly. I'm toxically competitive, so I just don't do it anymore. So I just decide to be competitive with myself, and golf is the absolute best for that.
Yeah. So, did you start getting into design like when you got this golf bug, or were you doing design before that for any other software?
So I think in July, I got one of the PGA games, and I wanted to play one of my local courses, so I just started building it in there. And I was very close to getting 2K19 on the sim, and then I found GSPro.
Okay.
I was originally going to get 2K19 because I knew you could build courses in there. Then when I found out you could do it in GSPro, hopped on the Discord and just started digging right in.
So prior to GSPro, no course design.
I built, I think, one course in
Okay.
2K19, and that was
Okay.
that was about it. Yep.
So you've got three published, I think, right now, right, as of today.
Yep, three published. Probably in a couple hours, I'll have my fourth in beta, and then I got two more in the works right now, and then I think three or four more on the docket after that.
Awesome. So you've got True North, Harry L. Jones Senior,
Yep, yep,
and the one in Mackinac, which I can't
yep.
pronounce.
Wawashkamo. Yeah.
Yeah. So what's the story on that one in Mackinac? It's pretty
So
historic, right? Like it's old.
yeah, it's from the 1800s. I think it's one of the oldest like traditional links courses in the United States.
Really?
Yep. I don't know a ton of history on it. I know it has a cannon on it left over from the British. I think it's left over from the British when they had a fort there. Um, but yeah, I was originally going to build. There's two courses on Mackinac, the Jewel, which is a pretty amazing course, and then Wawashkamo. So I have the lidar for the whole island, and Wawashkamo was kind of the easier of the two
Okay.
to start. So I just started on that one.
So you've got three courses and one coming out in beta. How do you pick what you want to build? Right? There's so many courses. There's the premium courses, and then there's ones that a lot of guys don't know of. Like I didn't know of the one on Mackinac, and I'm a Michigan guy. So, how do you narrow it down? Decide this is what I want to put out.
So, I mean, a lot of the guys are into like building the big tour stops and stuff like that. Really only being into golf for not even a year. Um, I don't really know too much about the PGA right now. So those tour stops don't mean a whole lot to me. And frankly, they're just too hard for me to play. So they're not super interesting for me. They're great to look at from a design perspective,
Okay.
just because they're beautiful. Um, but I really like just the not well known local courses. I think that Harry L. Jones course that I built has some incredible shots, and no one's ever heard of that course. And from what I heard, it's a dump in real life, and to be able to make it look like a country club is really cool. So I think I'm going to keep kind of specializing on finding those hidden gem municipal courses that just turn into great courses when you put them in GS Pro.
Yeah, I've played so many muni, privately owned kind of dumps, right?
Yeah,
But the layout is amazing, and they just don't have the money to keep them up, and so GS Pro gives us the opportunity to take that architecture and design, right, and like make them like a premium private country club, right?
yeah, exactly.
Which is pretty cool. So yeah, Harry L. Jones was a great track. I would have no idea that there was no grass on the fairway potentially in the middle of the summer.
Yeah, yeah.
Nice. So what are you working on? Like, can you share any sneak peeks behind the curtain?
Yep. So I think you kind of got to it in the episode before this one, talking with CE. Me and him are working on Gray Walls. He did the sat shader for that, and he's going to do the cliffs and a lot of the like iconic rock stuff at that course. And then me and you are working together on Warwick Hills, your local course.
Yeah.
So that'll probably be coming out hopefully in the next month or two. Hopefully we can get out there. I can get some pictures, and I want to make that one accurate.
Yeah, so I want to share kind of how you and I connected. So I was playing around on GS Pro and belonged to Warwick Hills and Grand Blanc, which pretty historic course. It's had the PGA for 50 plus years, and they pulled out in '09. But I wasn't prepared to commission a course yet. I had just gotten GS Pro and was poking around, and I stumbled across a beta of Warwick, and I'm like, this is awesome. So I reached out to TheGreatBanjini and said, I'm a member. I play there 100 rounds a year. If you're looking to have this thing detailed and know where every tree is, I'm probably the guy for you. And come to find out, Great Banjini lives like 20 minutes from me. So,
Yep.
we've been. I have no design skills, but I'm gonna give him my eye on trees and help him build it, and I think it's awesome. So you picked Warwick Hills before, you and I talked. So what made you want to pick Warwick Hills?
So that's the only PGA event I've ever been to. I saw Tiger win there, '08, I think.
Okay, oh nine.
I think that's
Oh nine. I don't. He won there 4 times, I believe, but I don't know if he won oh 08, oh 09, maybe oh 08.
it was one of the last events there. That
Okay.
was the Buick Open. So
Yeah.
yeah, that's the only PGA event I've ever been to. Um, so when I got in the cinema, I was like, I didn't see it. I wanted to play it, so I was like, let's build it.
Awesome. Yeah. So, Warwick Hills is everybody knows the 16th at TPC Scottsdale, right? For being the rowdy hole. It's the 16th, right? I'm like losing my mind.
16 or 17.
Yeah.
Yep.
16, I believe. And so Warwick Hills is the 17th was like the original PGA rowdy hole, and that's
Yep.
kind of where the Waste Management picked that up from as the Buick Open left Warwick Hills. So there's a little bit of history there in the tie to TPC Scottsdale, which unfortunately we can't play anymore. Hopefully soon, if some
Yep.
things get changed. But yeah, so maybe there'll be a rowdy hole on 17 at Warwick or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm hoping to get the grandstands built. Kind of make it look like a tournament's going on there. I haven't done that yet. Not super strong in the 3D design
Right.
part of it, but I'm hoping that'll kind of build up my chops.
Nice. So, sounds like some good stuff coming. Working with CE and some other guys. That's awesome in the community. Getting back more to Meet the Designer. So, I see you got a cat behind you. So, you got any
Yeah.
pets besides a cat?
Yep, that cat, and I have a 14-year-old pug who
Okay.
just sleeps all day long.
A senior, right?
Yep, yeah, he's a great dog.
Awesome. I've done another Meet the Designer, and there was a cat floating around in the background. So, apparently, the cats like to hang out on our show too.
That's exactly why the chair is behind me. She sits on there all day.
Nice.
Yeah.
So, new to golf, you play the banjo. What else are you into? What else consumes your time?
Oh man. Mostly golf now.
Okay.
Golf
Okay.
now. Playing a lot of music. Golf. Play some video games.
Okay. Any names that we would want to know about? Video games.
Video games or what?
Yeah. Video game names.
Escape from Tarkov.
Okay.
A little bit of Call of Duty sometimes. But mostly course designing is sucking up my time, so I haven't been doing much of that lately.
Nice. So who
Yeah.
cooks around your house? You or your
Oh,
wife?
me. Only me.
You?
Only me. Yeah.
Right.
The lady doesn't touch the stove.
So what's your go-to dish then?
Oh, rigatoni alla vodka. I cook a lot of Italian food.
Nice.
Yeah.
So you've been like into cooking and food for a while, or like how'd you get into that?
Oh man. I don't know when I started cooking. I don't think I touched the stove before I left home. So
Okay.
probably like 17, 18 is the first time I started cooking, and fell in love with it. So yeah, I cook pretty much every night.
Damn.
Yeah.
Well, when we go play Warwick, we'll have to, you have to bring me a spaghetti dinner or something.
Absolutely. Yeah, I'll trade you spaghetti for a round.
Yeah, awesome. So you play the banjo, you play guitar, but if we looked at your last 5 songs, your playlist on Spotify, what would we find?
Boy. Oh, I was just listening to Pearl Jam on the way home from the course. I listened to a lot of old country, Johnny Cash and Hank Williams and
Okay.
the Louvin brothers. A lot of old bluegrass.
Okay.
Justin Townes Earl was just listening to. A lot of folk music.
Okay. What about on the screen? So anything you're binging or anything you watch, particularly like.
The lady loves the drama, so we've been watching the all the dating shows that are on Netflix.
Okay.
Whatever those are called. We just started watching Sweet Tooth. That's pretty good.
Okay. So when you are, building a course, how long does it take?
Oh, geez. I think when I first started, like True North, uh, probably spent like 60, 70 hours on. Looking
Yeah.
back is absolutely ridiculous now. Um, I can crank out a course, pretty well detailed in 20, 30 hours now, I'd say. If I really want to get into the weeds with it more. But I'd say get like a basic build, probably 20, 30 hours.
And for a lot of new guys coming out, lots of betas are dropping, and lots of new names that I'm seeing from designers. What's your biggest piece of advice? You've got 3 out, so you're fairly still new to the game. What would you tell somebody new that wanted to build a course?
So I think what took the most time with True North is getting the colors dialed in. Um, and I would say now, uh, if you're doing a stat shader, get your colors down in Photoshop first. Don't tweak around in Unity. Get them down in Photoshop. That way, your 3D grasses are going to match, and you don't have to spend ridiculous hours tweaking. So, like, get it done, get it right the first time, and just go back and forth between Photoshop and Unity, and just get your colors right first.
Is there any like particular part of design that you feel like you're really strong in, and then what an area that you want to continue to improve in?
Um, I think I've got a decent eye for colors. Getting colors to look natural. I think I'm getting good at. I don't think I was at first. CE's definitely helped me. I'll send him some screenshots and be like, "Oh, tweak this. That might be a little saturated, or make this darker." And kind of there's a little bit of like an uncanny valley sort of thing where just like a tiny little shade difference will make a course look completely fake. And you move the slider one little tick, and all of a sudden it looks real. So I think I've gotten good with colors. My weakness definitely is in like the 3D design, making buildings and Blender stuff. That's been a little overwhelming, and I haven't tackled that yet. But thankfully the community is really good, and we have guys like CE who are good with the 3D stuff and willing to help. But I want to dive into it. I think my first big build is going to be the Warwick Clubhouse.
Okay,
So, but yeah, that's my weak point for sure.
awesome. Um, so we've done a couple of these now. You're going to be episode 2. What do you want to learn about designers? What can I ask to the next couple guys?
Oh man, uh, jeez. You know what? I like hearing people's best advice.
Okay, so we'll keep
Yeah.
pulling best advice from everybody, and we'll throw in some random things here and there. Like if I'm gonna throw you a random one now that I wrote down that. So I love donuts. So if I go to the local donut shop in Holly, like what are you buying? If you can buy one donut, what are you buying?
I love honey crullers from Tim Hortons. I
Okay,
could eat a dozen of those.
okay, that's your
Yeah,
donut of choice.
that is. I had one earlier on the way to the course. I would eat them every day if I wouldn't get diabetes. But
And you drinking coffee with it, black cream,
yep.
iced coffee. What
Uh,
do you got going on with that?
I got. What did I get today? An iced latte. I think
Okay.
that's usually what I drink.
So we're not endorsing Tim Hortons, but that's your spot of choice, right?
It was on the way to the course. Uh, I think it's awful, but it's cheap and does a job. I'd rather go to Big B or Starbucks, but take what I can get.
Nice. So walk us through your golf bag. What do you got going on? What are you
Oh,
swinging?
driver. I have a Sim, the original Sim, 3 wood TSI. I've got a Sim 2 5 or 3 hybrid.
Okay.
I just picked up A through 5 um, Apex 21s.
Nice.
I have some cheap Chinese wedges that do real well,
Nice.
and a $50 putter I found on eBay. So
And
that's my bag. Little mishmash.
Hey man, that's the best.
Yep.
What's your ball of choice?
Kirkland all day long.
They've got a new ball out, right?
Yeah, they do. They just released it, I think, a week ago. I went and got a box. Seems to spin a little less than hold up. I still lose balls too often to play anything better, but they do pretty well. So
You don't do the one ball challenge, take one ball out and try to play all 18 holes?
no, I'd be done by the second hole.
Awesome. Well, it sounds like you're getting dialed in, and based on what you said earlier, the irons must be working. Going
Yeah.
under 80 is pretty damn good for a year of golf. So, but you probably with the sim now, right? Like you can play 3 years worth of golf in the sim all winter long.
Yeah.
So how many times do you plan to get out this year in real life?
Oh, well, I just got a membership at a little 9 hole right down the road. It's actually the course that I'm going to be releasing in beta tonight. So I can play 9 there in under an hour. And it's 5 minutes from the house. So lunchtime golf, probably 3, 4 times a week and on the weekend. So
Is there
I'll be playing a lot this year.
anything that keeps you from going out on the course?
Oh, the lady.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
always the lady.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, hey man, I really appreciate the time. Love the banjo, love the Italian cooking. Those are the things that we're really trying to drive on this is to get to know kind of the guy right behind the design and what are they up to when they're not building awesome courses for us on GSPro. So
Yeah.
keep doing what you're doing. Love what you've got so far. Super pumped to have my home course out one day. We've got to get out and take some pictures, and I've got to tear your design all apart. But that's going to be awesome. So keep doing what you're doing. Again, appreciate the time. And next week we've got CE Sim Golf, and I think you got a little hint at that. GreatBanjini told us we're going to have him up. We recorded it and took a peek at it already. So he's coming out for episode 3. Episode 4 is already in the works. So don't forget, like and subscribe. More Meet the Designers coming. And have a good day, everybody. Thanks again, Matt.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
All right, see you.
Later.